Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today. I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. So on Thursday, I usually like to start with some kind of story, at least take a theme from a story. Last week, we talked about the six who made their way through the world, which is a Grimm's fairy tale. And today, I want to mention a story called The Companions, which I first came in contact with in Michael Mead's book, Men in the Water of Life. And it had to do with a prince who heard about the most beautiful woman in the world. But the problem was that her mother was a witch who only wanted to destroy mankind. And so she set up these tests for anybody who wanted to become the husband of her daughter. And if they failed the test, she'd chop off their head and impale them. And once the prince saw a picture of her, he was so enamored that he had to go and try to see whether or not he could win her as his wife. But of course, his father, the king, who just wanted his son to take over the family business, didn't want him to go. The return rate was not great. And so he refused to give him permission to do something so dangerous. So at that point, the prince fell sick and wasted away. He lay there for 7 years, and all the king's physicians and all the different healers, they tried to help him, but to no avail. And then at a certain point, the king realized there's no physical illness. He's sick at heart. And so he gave him permission to go on his mission. And the moment he had the permission, he was instantaneously healed, and he got out on the road. And so that's one of the images to reflect on. What's your choice? Stay in your sick bed and waste away? Or get out on the road and potentially face certain death? Stay in the sick bed? Definitely dead. Get out on the road? At least you got a chance. What are you going to choose? And of course, on the way, he meets these various companions which represent hidden potentials inside ourselves. The stout one, the tall one, the one of great vision, the listening one, the man of tempers, always cold when it's hot, always hot when it's cold, and the man of piercing vision had to have his eyes bandaged because anytime he looked at anything, he shattered into 1,000 pieces. Interesting metaphors to think about what we have inside ourselves and how those companions can be called upon at different times when we're facing the various stresses of life. All right, with that being said, journaling questions for those who are writing, elevating the conversation for those who want to talk, but I'm always available to continue the conversation if you want to go deeper. So, what are your 3 most significant achievements? And for those of you who maybe have children, certainly you could say creating your child, but there's a lot of other forces involved in that you didn't really have a hand in or had a hand in as well as the part you played. I'm talking about things that aren't basically created by yourself, done by yourself, sustained by yourself, made by yourself. What are the 3 most significant achievements? And just in the past year, how about that? Don't even have to go over your whole life. And then what are the 3 biggest mistakes you've made? No one's infallible, so we mess up. And it's important to admit that as well as to acknowledge what you did well. All right? 3 greatest achievements, 3 biggest mistakes. Let me know what you're thinking. Now, my teacher, B.K.S. Iyengar, this is from the yogic point of view, always says you have to want to overcome problems before you actually overcome them. So get real about, do you want to change? You want to stay the same? We are meaning-creating beings. It's largely up to us to allow what meanings we want to influence our life so that all healing becomes self-healing. It's up to you and the choices you make. And yoga will aid you recovering from sickness. It'll inhibit the development of further disease. It'll keep your body as healthy as possible while juggling all the comorbidities that everybody has. So do it. Now, whatever yoga teaches you is connected in some way to a religious impulse, which will say, spirit dwells wherever you let it in. You want to make it an influence in your life? It's a choice. And there's 2 different ways of looking at this. Sometimes it's called in the Judeo-Christian tradition Jacob's ladder and Sarah's circle. Jacob's ladder is the narrow dynamic, the thrust. It goes vertically upward and tries to arrive at some distant place, make the connection. It's fiery, fast as an arrow. Nothing deflects it, diverts it, distracts it, straight to the goal. Where Sarah's circle is the curved interaction that you enjoy along the way as you dance with others, recognizing not only the solitary individual going straight to spirit, but the connection of dancing with the community, enjoying each other's presence, everyone equidistant from the center. Beautiful. Now, my male mentors always try to awaken within a person the connection to their own genius, which very often has been overshadowed with gloom cast upon it when you were younger. So you weren't even allowed to revel in the fact that you came in bearing gifts. And so if you look back, create success, do those things which makes you feel good about yourself, which are in your wheelhouse, and then any self-esteem you have will be well deserved because you know you made it happen. It's part of your history. It can't be denied. It can't be taken away from you. Now, most important of all the messages I have, even in this war-torn world, is when are you going to have time for fun? Never? Yeah, you got to schedule it in. You deserve joy and excitement in your life, so you got to make it happen. That's my message. I lead by example. And then take the pressure off yourself. You know, we have so many things that are on our plate. We want to get so many things together in life, but the truth is you never get it done. There's always something unfinished, so you never get it right. Stop criticizing yourself. Take the pressure off. Do the best you can, and then leave with as much contentment that, you know, I left it all on the field. I can't do any more than that. So, as the motivation experts would say, you can't let go of the rudder and hope that you drift in the right direction. You got to steer the rudder of your own destiny boldly and firmly toward the port that you intend to make. And if you do that, you'll find out that your life is so much more worthwhile. Have a great day.